This is the APEMAN H40. It's almost half the size of the ones that I usually use. And in this video, I'll take you through the setup of it, the various functions that it's got, and we can see some of the images and videos that it's taken. Right, so if we quickly run through the aesthetics of it. So it's about 5 inches by 3.5 inches, nice and small. It's much more compact than the other one. And if we open it up, this one only takes 4 batteries where the others take 8 batteries. There's your screen, obviously. There's your on-off. Your menu controls are all there. A little tip for you. So this takes an SD card and it fits into the top there. I'm using a 128 gigabyte card and it says you need to format it before use. If you've already formatted it once, you don't need to reformat it. If you take it out and then put it back in again, as long as there's space on the card, it'll just record the next ones that you do. On the bottom, you've got a port for an external power source there, a continuous power source. And on the front, you've got an LED light that flashes just as a countdown to before it starts operating when you turn it on. On the back, this is the fitting that I'm currently using. I'm actually using the bracket this time. I normally use the strap, which is that, but I've decided I'm going to use this as a more permanent one. So rather than being able to use this and move it from tree to tree, I've actually set the bracket up. You'll see me putting it in place, and that just screws into there. Alright, so let's just switch it on and we'll go through some of the basic settings on it. What I'd advise is that you just play around with it. You may want photos, you may want photos and video, you may want it to go straight to video. What I've found is if you have photos and video, you miss some of the action, so maybe just going straight to video is what you want. Anyway, let's turn it on. So flick that button up. It's a relatively quick start up and you need your SD card in it to be able to access the menu properly. There's the menu button on top. If you just keep your finger on it, that opens the menu and then you can just scroll through that. So currently we're going to there. It's in camera mode. You can have just video mode or camera and video. Let's come back out of there. Your photo size, go into that. Set up at the max, which is your 16 megapixel. And the video size, I'm on full HD there. You can have it lower, or I suppose the only reason that you'd have it lower would be just the size of the card, really. There shouldn't be any other reason. How many pictures you want it to take was up there. So you could take 1 photo, 2 photos, or 3 photos before it goes into video, if you're having the video as well. How long you want the video to tape for. How long you want the interval for before it kicks off again. If you're doing time lapse, you can have your timestamp on it. All sorts of different things. Definitely set your time up on it anyway. You can have a password on it if you want also. And then obviously there's your card format down at the bottom. And you use that the first time that you put a new micro SD card in. After you've formatted that for the first time, you don't need to do it again. And then back there. And so that's actually switched on. And if I was to close this now, what we should see is this light flashing. And you've got a countdown before it starts. And there's the countdown. So you're at 2, 1, and then the light would stop flashing and it's ready to go. And it's something that I forgot to show. So on the screen up in the left-hand side, it shows what mode it's in. So that's video and photo. If it's just video, it'll be just a video camera. If it's just photo, it's just a photo camera. Great thing is it shows the battery remaining there. It shows you what the megapixel is that you've chosen, and it also shows you up to 1,000 basically, how many pictures are left to be taken. Obviously with a 128 gig card in it, it's going to be more than that. So this is one of the cameras that we've got set up on the land. As you can see, I use the strap on this one. But we've put the bracket on the other one. This is great if you want to manoeuvre it around quickly, but I'm going to have the other one stationed there permanently. Right, so let's get it put onto this tree, which will pick up that track and that track there. Right, so I'm going to use this bracket which is supplied with it. Normally I use the strap, but I've decided that actually the
bracket, it's more substantial. So we'll get this put onto the tree and then we'll mount the camera onto it. Nice and easy. And we'll have it up a little bit. Right, so that's the bracket done. Now let's just mount the camera onto it. Okay, so the bracket's on and it's articulated, which makes it a little bit easier to use. So if I loosen that off, I can bring that down, for example. And then we just need to screw it onto the thread on the back there, which is nice and easy. Just pull the nut down there. Then you spin it on. And all you do is get it to where you want it to go and just tighten the nut up on the back. You see it tightening up there. And that'll keep it in situ. And then, once you've got it looking where you want it to go, just make sure everything's tightened. And it should all stay in place. Tighten the nut on the back there. Tighten that. And that's it, all done. Now we just need to turn it on and get it ready for tonight. So first thing you need to do is put the micro SD card in, and this one is a 128 gig one. So let's get that put in. Right, so that's nice and easy. All you do, open the clips on the side, open it up, get the card, and you just put it into the slot on the top and then just press it down until it clicks. So we'll switch it on and format the card. Nice quick start on it. Obviously you've got the coloured screen as well. So we're going to menu and now we want to format it. So yes. Right, and that's it. All set up and ready to go. And to start the camera operating, all you do is turn it on. And once the card's been formatted, which it already has done, you can close it and the light's flashing on the front. Now what you'll also see is there's a countdown appears in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So if you close it up, we've got about 7 seconds left, and then the light's going to stop flashing there. So that's active now, and anything that goes in front of it, that's going to trigger it on the settings that we've already got.